The God of creation made an image of himself, who he called his Son. Together they created the universe, stretched out space, and filled it with galaxies of stars and planets. They organized them into processes and systems, and saw that they turned around on their axes in perfect choreography. Jehovah, the Father of celestial lights, watched his Son move through the orbiting planets and stars, enjoying the magnificence of creation and the freedom of space. The Son's happiness made Jehovah happy, and together they created other sons and a spiritual family. And when the heavens were finished, they built the earth. As we go through life, some of us think about our own achievements, what we have done and what we are doing, and even how we have struggled and our disappointments. And as we continue to focus on our own life, we can become obsessed with our own achievements and our efforts to succeed. And so, what God has done becomes unimportant to us. Who cares what God has done? All I care about is my own life and what I am doing or have done. This is what will prevent us from knowing Jehovah and from worshipping him with all our heart. We must strip off the old selfishness and take note of what Jehovah has done and how great he is. How can a human live a life so ignorant of Jehovah? We are surrounded by the things he has made and given to us, but we are too wrapped up in ourselves that we do not even notice them. His ways are greater than our ways. His thoughts are greater than our thoughts. His power is far greater than ours. And his love, we cannot even understand its depth. If we become aware of these things, we see reasons to praise him and feel moved to worship him. Together with his angelic sons, Jehovah set the earth in its place and commanded it to turn on its axis. He created the sun and the moon and day and night. He made the sea and the land, the fish and the birds, and all the different species of animals that are on the earth, as well as those that are now extinct. Why did he make this paradise? He was preparing a home for his earthly sons, human beings, and he gave our first father, Adam, the Garden of Eden, which he had filled with wonderful food. he brought each animal to Adam for him to name them. Adam must have been in awe as he looked at all these things that his God had created. And then his God made a woman for Adam. Jehovah's love was overwhelming and cannot be fully described by human language. Science and the documentation of living things has now made it possible for us to learn about the amazing complexity and intelligent design evident in Jehovah's creations. But on top of this, Jehovah gave us his holy word, the Bible, so that we can learn about him and worship him with all our hearts and minds. The accurate knowledge of truth in the Holy Scriptures of the Bible shows us how to worship God and how to actively practice that worship. Jesus said to a Samaritan in John chapter 4, verses 22 to 24, "You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know. The true worshippers will worship the Father with spirit and truth. Because indeed the Father is looking for ones like these to worship him. God is a spirit, and those worshipping him must worship with spirit and truth." Jesus said that to a Samaritan, and he was saying that the Samaritans did not know who or what they were worshipping, but Jesus knew who he worshipped. Those worshipping must have accurate knowledge and truth of who they are worshipping. And those worshipping must worship with their spirit. There are religious people who worship only with their spirit or emotions, but not with accurate knowledge of truth. There are religious people who worship with accurate knowledge of truth only, but with no emotion. Jehovah is looking for those who worship him with both emotion and truth. The accurate knowledge of truth is gained through the study of the Bible. The emotion or spirit of worship is gained by letting the magnificence and greatness of God move your heart. And where there is spirit, there will be action. Jehovah's ways are greater than ours. His thoughts are greater than our thoughts. His power is far greater than ours. And his love, we cannot even understand its depth. If we remember these things, we will see reasons to praise him, and our hearts will be moved to worship him.